The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and hosts on this and all Rense Radio Network programs do not necessarily reflect or agree with those of the network, its commercial sponsors, its radio station affiliates, or Internet broadcast platforms. In these controversial times, we believe the First Amendment and freedom of the press are absolutely essential to the survival of our nation. Thank you. And now, enjoy the program.
Okay, welcome back. It's Thursday, the 9th. What the heck day is it? No, it's the 8th. All right, it doesn't matter. It's November. At least I can get that right. Gerald Celente is with us tonight, as he is once a month, one of the most elegant men in all of the Internet, a wise man, a learned man, a great friend of this program and all of us. He is the master of trends, of course, and we will urge all of you to subscribe to his brilliant magazine. If nothing else, give yourself a Christmas gift. Did you vote early and often, Gerald?
I did vote, and I didn't vote for any of the Bloods of the Crips that people like to call Democrats and Republicans.
Well said.
The murderers and thieves.
Yeah.
The people that start wars based on lies.
Oh, they're genocidal maniacs. Yeah.
And we could go through the list. How about that Assad has to go. And got to get rid of Gaddafi. The Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner, Barack Arrogant Obama. And let's not forget Bill Slimy Ball Clinton. I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, and I smoked, but I didn't inhale. Little coward piece of crap. Yeah. Look what he did to Iraq. Every time he'd get in trouble with his pants down, he'd bomb the hell out of the place. Killed over 500,000 Iraqi children under the age of 5. And as Madeleine Albright, as all your listeners know, as ambassador to the United Nations, said on 60 Minutes to Leslie Stahl, when she asked her if the price of 500,000 Iraqi children under the age of 5 was worth the sanctions, she said,
yes.
Yes, it was. And you love that little Bernie Sanders, the little boy who never worked a day in his life, been playing a game. Oh, yeah, he voted for that. He was all in support of that. Oh, but you didn't know that, did you?
No.
And, by the way, did he bring those F-35s up into the Burlington airport yet? Oh, the Bernie Sanders, I voted against the Iraq War. Bernie, but you voted for all the budgets. You voted for the Afghan war. No, I got it. You didn't vote for the resolution that said not to vote for the Afghan war. And by the way, Bernie, you're a little freaking liar. And I used to remember guys like you in Coney Island. I'll give you free health care. I'll give you free education. You buy 2 Knishes, you get 1 free. So this is a Democratic Party.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
It's murderers and thieves, And that's all we have running the country. Oh, I forgot. I forgot about too big to fail. All you little people out there listening, you pay attention to me. You make sure you pay every penny of your taxes. Your state taxes, the moronic education taxes, school taxes, and your federal taxes.
And your property taxes.
Yes.
And your sales taxes.
And your sales taxes. And if you cheat on one penny, I'm the little coward that couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag, but I'm ahead of this organization, so I'm going to send my little flunkies dressed up in their military drag to go arrest you and throw you in jail. Yeah. But in the meantime, because I'm a little coward, and I'm a Republican and a Democrat, I will give the banksters, the Goldman Sachs gang, the Merrill Lynch mob, the J.C. Morgan Chase criminals, and all the rest that stole your money, ruined your life forever, and took your house, and did it all illegally, I'm going to give them a free ride because they're going to pay me off. Morons call it campaign contributions. Intelligent people call it bribes and payoffs. Not one person from the arrogant Barack Obama, who he said he was going to prosecute when he ran for president in 2007.
Remember all the promises? It's the same old thing. We always get promised.
And Eric Holder, remember him? Eric Holder.
He's getting ready to run.
I know.
Run. Yeah.
So anyway, that's how it is. It's murderers and thieves. I don't vote for them.
No.
And anybody that does is an accomplice to the crime.
Thank you. That's exactly
because
right.
Just if some maniac, we won't call him a congressman or a senator, came to me and said, listen, I want your money. I want to kill this guy because I don't like the way he's treated his people. Give me your money. And I gave him the money to kill innocent people. I would be an accessory to the crime. Correct?
Amen.
So all you people out there that give your money to the federal government, you are an accessory to the crimes of murder.
Genocide.
The murder in Afghanistan, the longest war in American history. The murder in Iraq, based on lies.
3 million minimum. 3 million.
Yep.
Big figure.
And several $1 trillion.
Oh, yeah. But who's counting, right?
But, yeah, so you're an accessory to the crime. So here's what I want to say to
By our silence, we allow.
Yep. No, by your gutlessness, you allow a Hitler, a Mussolini, an Obama, a Clinton, a Bush and a Bush.
A Bush and a Bush. Did you? Yes, and a Trump. Did you see? I don't mean to interrupt, but did you see Obama in the last 2 weeks out there in his shirt sleeves?
What a little arrogant.
Oh, unbelievable.
Arrogant Obama.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. In this midterm election, Mr. Rense,
yes, sir.
Tell me how many times the Afghan war, Iraq war, and the several wars that America's fighting, bombing, and killing people around the world have been brought up in the campaign debates. Please tell me.
Is there a number less than 0? That would be my choice.
You got it.
Never heard once. No, it's not. It's not on the table. It's not on the map. It doesn't matter. Out of sight, out of mind. If we don't tell you it's important, folks, don't think about it. That's it.
You got Obama's language.
No, that's what he does. No, I was just paying tribute to him, so to speak. He's not going away either, ladies and gentlemen. Dear friends, he is not going away. You saw him. He's beginning to be reanimated. They're getting ready to do something with that guy. I don't know what it is yet. We'll find out. And as far as candidates, they're saying that Joe Pervert Biden is the key and the number one opposite who's going to run against Trump. You've seen those videos of Biden around children? Have you seen those, Gerald?
Look, they're all freaks.
No, he's got a problem. It's called pedophilia. He gets around little girls and he touches them and he leans down and he whispers. It's despicable. And this guy,
Listen, the cat got a hair transplant. I mean, take it easy.
Ah. Now,
I mean, what man, you're losing your hair, you get old, take it easy, man. No, I'm going to get all these little dots in my head, and I'm going to put more hair in there. But I want to stay on this because it's very important to me. And that is this midterm election, how not one word was uttered about the longest war in American history,
18
the
years.
Afghan War. 17 years plus.
Yeah. It's in its 18th. You got it. Nobody said it. Nobody had the guts to say it.
Not one candidate.
I didn't see it anywhere. No.
Nowhere.
Never.
Nowhere. I'm writing a piece. This is going to go in tomorrow's Trend Alert. I haven't edited it yet. This is my first draft. Counting up the votes in a midterm election turnout that hit a 50-year high. All major party candidates running for the House and Senate championed Americans' military and its enormous defense intelligence budgets. Not one spoke of ending America's Afghan war, the longest war by far in the nation's history, nor its other military entanglements in the Middle East and Africa.
160 countries, 300,000 plus troops that we know about around the world. 160 countries we're in. And yet the Pentagram will not honor, here's the kicker, the commander-in-chief twice in 10 days. They told their boss, no, we're not going to send armed troops to the border to protect the United States of America from non-citizen, foreign illegals, invaders. We're not going to protect our country. No.
Let's stop at that foreign invaders. Who is the country that destroyed El Salvador? Who is the country that destroyed Bolivia, Chile? Who is the country that destroyed Haiti?
And don't forget Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, Honduras, I forgot, Obama, Hillary Clinton with Honduras, 2009, that brought in the military dictator.
Yeah.
So it's like if Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria and Libya were instead of Haiti, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Honduras, then the morons would understand, the America invaded those countries and destroyed them because we had to get rid of their leader. We didn't like him, and we based a war based on lies.
That's right.
And the people have lost everything. Their entire nation is destroyed. You'd think they'd want to leave.
Oh, listen, there are millions coming. It's America
that caused
we
the
caused
problem.
It all.
I shouldn't say America. We
no,
could go back
it's not
to
America.
General Smedley Butler, the most decorated Marine in history, who wrote the book, as you well know.
Yeah, war is a
racket. And he said he will no longer support all of the crooks that are destroying South America.
See, we're not allowed, Gerald, to track any of these things in a linear, logical, pragmatic fashion. We're given pieces. Here's the piece you look at. You look at only this. Never look at the cause. Never look at the cause before that cause.
No, don't look at the effect either.
No. There's no linkage. Doesn't happen. So this is our little, it's parsed out to the public in little pieces, and that's all they're allowed to look at. And you were right. Not one word did I see.
And I'm mentioning this tonight because, as you well know, I launched OccupyPeace.com.
Yeah.
For the most historic four corners in America, where the seeds of democracy was sown, here in colonial Kingston, the only place with pre-Revolutionary War stone buildings on each corner. And most of America's Constitution was written here, when this was the first capital of New York State. They took over 80% of that Constitution. Supreme Court judges like John Jay were here. So I'm talking about this because I am a man that puts my money where my heart and my soul are. And I'm talking about this because we just had an election, and all of these little low-life Republicans and Democrats never mentioned one word about ending the illegal, immoral wars being waged by the United States of America's military-industrial complex. that I shouldn't say all, 41 Democrats in the Senate and 139 in the House voted for when they passed one of the biggest military budgets of $717 billion just recently. Only 7 United States Democratic senators voted against it, and only 49 in the House voted against it.
It's a shameful thing to survey. It really is.
So I want to read to you the trend alert that's going out to our subscribers tomorrow. I read you the first paragraph.
Yeah.
Indeed, not only was peace a dirty word on the campaign trail, of the 24 Republicans unseated by Democrats, 8, or a third, of the lost seats went to Democratic candidates who were former members of the military national security complex. Veterans, the CIA, State Department officials, etc. All right?
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's coming out, okay.
CIA people.
Yeah. Oh, it's all the so-called deep state, whatever.
And this is the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So I go, imagine trillions spent and millions killed in illegal, immoral wars launched on platforms based on lies with no end in sight, and it was never, and never is all in capitals, a campaign issue in the 2018 midterm elections. And now, with a new lineup of pro-war politicians in office, Americans can expect an even more aggressive foreign policy agenda against China, Russia, Syria, Iran, and other nations under the guise of winning the war on terror and bringing freedom and democracy to countries whose leaders are cruel to their citizens. In fact, on Wednesday, the day after the midterm elections, when the Dow soared over 500 points, among the reasons CNBC identified as a positive market bounce was because, quote, defense stocks are also among the expected winners from a divided Congress, as it is one of the areas Democrats and Trump might find common ground. Democrats agreed to a Defense Department budget increase for fiscal year 2019. That's the beginning of this Trends Journal, the Trend Alert.
Good, very good. Very good. When you see the so-called commander-in-chief being told no twice by the troops he commands, the pentagram, all right? And they told him no. They told him, we're not sending troops down, and we're not going to build your tent city. They said no. This is Dunford and Mattis. They said no to their boss. This is, Gerald, truly a constitutional crisis that will be recognized by and talked about by none of the mainstream media. They won't discuss it. It is a constitutional crisis which shows unequivocally that Donald J. Trump is in charge of virtually nothing.
Well, I disagree. He's in charge of a lot. And
in terms of the military.
In terms of the military, because here's the deal.
Okay.
He's very pro-Israeli.
Oh, my God.
And remember that we saw the guy, what was his name, from ExxonMobil, who quit as a Secretary of State.
Which one?
The one that Trump first put in. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And anyway, he was against putting the sanctions on Iran, lifting them rather, and breaking out of the agreement that was going to Iran. And again, according to the International Atomic Agency, whatever the official name is,
IAEA.
Yeah, they abided by the deals of what was put in place.
Yeah,
Trump pulled
you're
out
talking
of that.
about Tillerson. That's who it was.
Tillerson, that's it. So Tillerson wasn't for pulling out of that, and Tillerson wanted more peace as well. So they got rid of him.
That's true, and he was booted. Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
And he brought in, and this is against what this country was founded upon. He brings in James, quote, Mad Dog, end quote, Mattis.
The butcher of Fallujah.
Yes. Who few people know other than you and a couple of others. As the Secretary of State?
He went Secretary of Defense.
Defense, excuse me. And, excuse me, who did he bring in as Secretary of State now?
I can't keep track of all these people.
Is it Pompeo?
Well, Pompeo is in there now, but he first was put in charge of the CIA, and then after, 4 or 5 months, Trump said, no, I want you in here as Secretary of State. So he pulled him over there. His name says it all.
Yes. So what I'm saying is Trump does have some power. And he definitely has power over the economy. And you look what happened with oil prices, how they've gone way down just before Election Day.
And Trump said today, he said, that was because of me. I did
You
that.
got it. Trump has a lot of power. But the military-industrial complex, let us not forget, General Dwight D. Eisenhower, 5-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces during World War II, warns the American people that the military-industrial complex in his farewell address in January of 1961
is going
to take over. It's going to use the brilliance of the scientists, the sweat of the laborers, and the future of the children. And that's exactly what happened. So even Eisenhower, who was, this, by the way, he was against the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He ended the Korean War while the other guy was campaigning around.
Well, he pulled MacArthur off the job. That's what
Yes.
did it. Yeah.
So he was a man of peace because he knew the bloodiness of war. And if anybody wants to look up Dwight D. Eisenhower and look at his quotes about how only madmen and crazy people start wars, and this is a guy who has been around. And if you don't believe him, take it easy, Jack. You don't know what you're talking about, because this is a guy that was there at the worst of the worst.
All right. After the holidays, which are coming up quickly, we will begin to see the rumblings of 2020. Joe Biden, Eric Holder, Pocahontas is obviously going to try. There's going to be a rogues gallery of carny freaks that are going to start parading around on the Democrat socialist side of the ledger. And the same kind of thing will be mirrored on the other side, on the Republicrats, or whatever they are. This is not going to be good. Donald Trump has already raised, by the way, $100 million to sustain and support his reelection campaign. $100 million. So, we'll see. It's going to get crazy real quick here, watch. And who was not heard of before the midterms? Virtually unknown to the media? Hillary. She was hiding out. She and Bill are starting a 13-city tour in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, I think. First stop is Las Vegas. They're touring the country, 13 cities, the Clintons. Is Hillary going away? Nope. Could Hillary possibly name Barack Obama as her vice president? Just some fun, idle things to kick around that soccer field in one's head. Be right back in a minute. Okay, back with Gerald. General John Kelly. General Jim Mattis. General Joe Dunford. Generals. Military-industrial complex. Donald Trump reaching out to brain-addled Nancy Pelosi, saying, we can work together, Nancy. Let's work together. She said, well, okay, we can work together on infrastructure projects. They're not going to we're going to see the next 2 years, I suspect, as being some of the most chaotic in recent national political history. I think that Chucky and the others are going to go after Trump. They're going to push this impeachment thing again. They're not going to let Russiagate go away. They're not going to let Bob Mueller go away, even though he's allegedly writing a final summary on his entirely useless waste of time investigation. What a joke. We just look at this rogues gallery of carny freaks. And then where's that little boy scout Mikey Pence? Where's he been? Yeah, it's in the background there. And is that the quickest change at Attorney General you've ever seen? They already had good. This was a done deal weeks ago, of course. They were just waiting for the midterms. Matthew Whitaker was already sworn in by the time they announced him. I mean, it just doesn't get any crazier than that. But I think it's going to get real nutty, even worse. And with people like Jim Acosta of CNN refusing to give up the microphone and all that garbage, this is really a 4 and 5 ring circus all the time, Gerald, and it's not going to change. Can you imagine what the people overseas who are intelligent, wise, think about when they look at this zoo over here of true freaks?
I would suggest that the people overseas aren't intelligent at all.
I say those who are.
I'm just saying.
None.
Let's take a trip to France.
Oh,
you got little cuts on Macron.
Mickey.
What person with an ounce of integrity could vote for that little arrogant little boy?
No, I agree. But
all right, let's take a trip to UK. How about May? Maybe for you, not for me. Another little. Oh, I got to be equal now.
Tony Blair.
I have to be equal. A woman as bad as a man.
Yeah, there you go.
But I take that back. A girl as bad as a boy.
Yeah.
Macron and May. Oh, how about Merkel? Oh, only been a dictator for 20 years, and I want to keep it going to 2021.
Well, I honestly wasn't talking about any of the leadership.
Well, what I'm saying is
You're right.